Today you guys are going to use the Pathfinder and the Shapebuilder to complete today's exercise. I do think we went over it once before, but just to clarify, so that you understand how to use the tool. Some of you may be able to use the tool while you are working with your self-portrait. So we'll begin with the circle. Want to make sure you have no strokes when you create your shape. If you notice here, I have a fill, no stroke. And I use the ellipse tool by holding down the shift key and dragging to control the proportions to make a circle. Next, I go to the star tool. Just click once. If you notice, you get the little panel here, and I believe I have 5 stars here. So, 5 points. So I click 5 for the points. Press OK. If you notice, it's still highlighted. If you happen to click off of it, it just means that the object went behind the circle. You can simply click on the circle, go to Object, Arrange, and then send the circle to the back. Now notice that you don't see anything for the star now. That's because it's the same color as the circle. So if you ever run into that, that could be your problem. So I'll come in and grab a red or reddish star. There's my star. If you notice, it needs to be rotated, and it also needs to be bigger. So hold down my shift key, click, hold, and drag from the corner. When I want to rotate, I just look to see my cursor change to the double arrows. Click, hold, drag. You can hold your shift key if you notice it'll start clicking into increments if you need that. Okay, so we're here now. I want you to also go over using the align commands. So if you marquee both your circle and your star, and you look in your control panel, you see align. You want to align the objects horizontal from their center and vertically from their center. If, for instance, your circle and your star seem to be around the same size, and you probably need your points to come out a little bit more, you can just use the direct selection tool and you click, hold, and drag. I suggest holding your shift key in order to constrain the proportions of your movement. It doesn't necessarily have to be this large, but in case you have to change it. Notice how when I click and hold that I have more than one point selected. You always want to make sure you deselect your points so that you can come back and be able to move the points. Alright, so now that we have this, make sure you marquee both objects. If you notice, we're using the Add Pathfinder, and you click once and it just adds both. If I go to my outline, you'll notice that you'll see the outline here. So you're going to go through each of these with each of the Pathfinder. If you notice, these are the ones we're using here. You know, if you click on it, it says subtract or minus, intersect, and exclude. So you're using these 4 shape modes here. These are other modes that we'll go over later. And they almost work the same. Alright, now I'm going to undo everything. Now the Pathfinder and the Shapebuilder tool pretty much do the same thing. It's just a different method about creating the objects. So for instance here, if you notice, let me just get the outline so you can see how everything is going to play out. Make sure I have an outline. Alright, here's the outline. I still have my circle, I still have my star. If you marquee both, get your Shapebuilder tool, which is here. If you notice, the only thing that we have left is an outline where the circle intersects the star close to the points. So you'll just click in the middle, hold, and drag. You want to drag over the sections so you get rid of the lines. Now if you notice, we still have this section here. So you simply click, hold, and drag across. And now you have that one shape. Now, you have some subtraction going on here. So in order to subtract with the Shape Builder tool, you have to hold down your Option key to subtract. So if we notice here that this area is subtracted, this is subtracted, this is subtracted, subtracted, and subtracted. So you hold down, you marquee both of your objects. Get your Shape Builder tool, hold down your Option key. If you notice, you get a minus sign here. And so we see that we want to make sure that we get rid of this area here. So if we click once, it's gone. We click once, it's gone, 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 gone. Now if you notice, we still have these lines here, and we don't need them. You can do the same thing for line segments. I'm holding down my Option key, and I'm clicking on that line segment. And then you end up with the finished product. So you're going to use the Pathfinder and the Shape Builder to create the objects. There's another handout for your Shape Builder. If you notice, I have the finished here. These are the objects that you should be creating with the Shape Builder. So Pathfinder with the star and the circle, and then use the Shape Builder on the 6-pointed star and the rectangle, which you will be making freehand.